Lagos doesn't care about your dreams. It will test them until either you break or you fight back. At 28, Amara had no rich family name, no foreign degree, only grit, small savings, and a stubborn dream she named Miami Restaurant. But in a city where envy walks faster than success, she was about to learn that opening Miami was easy. Keeping it alive would cost her everything. Lagos had a way of breaking people before it blessed them. For Amara, the city was both a battlefield and a classroom. She wasn't born with a silver spoon. Hers was the kind of spoon that bent under pressure, the kind that taught you early to improvise with your hands. Amara was 28 when she opened Miami Restaurant on a quiet street in Lekki. The name wasn't because she had ever been to Miami, no. Amara had never even left Nigeria, but the name carried the dream to bring a taste of glamour, of foreign allure, into a city that thrived on appearances. The signboard glowed pink and blue at night, like a slice of American nightlife in Lagos. Inside, there were white leather chairs, glass tables, and palm tree murals. People laughed when she first opened. "Na Miami be this? This one na Mushin with AC." A man sneered on Instagram after posting a picture of his plate of jollof. But Amara didn't answer insults with words, she answered with consistency. Before Miami, Amara worked as a waitress at one of those fancy Victoria Island lounges where people wore perfumes that smelled like power. She had watched men in Agbada spend $2 million on champagne just to pour it on the floor. She had watched women with Brazilian wigs that cost more than her annual rent eat 3 spoonfuls of pasta before leaving. She learned 2 things there. 1, Lagos was a stage, and everyone wanted to be seen. 2, food was never just food, it was status, so she saved. Every tip, every bonus, every side hustle. She sold perfume on the side, cooked small chops for weddings, even borrowed from a cooperative society that nearly swallowed her alive. And one day, she stood in front of a half-finished shop in Lekki Phase 1 and said, "This is Miami." Her younger brother, Ibuka, laughed. "But you've never even entered plane before." "Exactly," she said, eyes fixed on the broken tiles. "If I can't go to Miami, I'll build my own here." At first, it was small. Truck drivers, delivery boys, random office staff would sneak in for amala and goat meat. But Amara was smart, she added flair to the ordinary. Instead of just amala, she called it Amala Special Miami Style. Served on wooden trays with pepper soup in shot glasses. Instagram took notice. One post turned into 5, then into 50. Soon, young influencers trooped in with their ring lights, snapping photos of plates that cost less than their Uber fare. Then the real breakthrough came. A Nollywood actress, Ini Diba, posted a video eating Miami's seafood okra with the caption, "Forget Miami in America. Oh, this Miami in Lekki day scatter brain." Within a week, Amara's restaurant was overflowing, but in Lagos, success is a public announcement and enemies will RSVP. The landlord, Mr. Agbaje, doubled her rent without notice. When Amara complained, he smiled. "Madam, na you date on Miami. Dollars de flow now. Abi Wandelmi?" Rival restaurants tried to copy her menu. Fake Instagram pages spread rumors that Miami served expired meat. Even one of her own staff stole recipes and started a roadside buka 2 streets away. But nothing prepared Amara for Chief Namdi. Chief was a businessman with skin dark as coal and a belly that announced his arrival before his words. He was the kind of man who ordered a goosey with 4 types of meat and paid with 500 notes still smelling of the mint. One night, after a long meal, Chief leaned toward Amara. "You are a fine girl, ambitious, but restaurant no be for small girl like you. Partner with me, I'll invest. We'll make Miami 10 times bigger. We can even open in Abuja." Amara smiled politely. "Thank you, sir. But Miami is my dream. I can't sell it." Chief's smile didn't reach his eyes. "Dreams are expensive, Amara. Careful before Lagos swallows you." Not all enemies were external. Some wore the face of love. Chek was different, or so she thought. He wasn't like the loud men who flaunted their wealth. He was a software engineer, soft-spoken, always helping her balance the books when she closed late at night. They started as friends, then partners in hustle, then lovers. He told her, Miami will go global. You just watch. She believed him. She trusted him. Until the night, she saw messages on his phone. Chaik had been secretly discussing with Chief Namdi, helping him plan a rival restaurant in Lekki called Vegas. The betrayal cut deeper than any rent increase. Chaik, after everything? She cried. He shrugged, eyes cold. Amara, you think sentiment builds empire? Miami is just a stepping stone. You should have partnered with Chief when you had the chance. That night, Amara didn't cry long. She stayed awake, staring at her glowing pink signboard, whispering to herself. Miami is not just food. Miami is survival. Nobody will take it from me. Months later, the fire came. Nobody knew if it was faulty wiring or sabotage, but Miami's kitchen went up in flames one Tuesday night. The smoke carried the smell of roasted dreams. By morning, only ashes remained. Instagram flooded with sympathy posts, but sympathy didn't pay debts. The landlord demanded repair money. Staff members left. Customers moved to Vegas, where Chaik now smiled beside Chief in glossy photos. For the first time, Amara felt Lagos had won. She packed her bags, ready to leave Lekki, and moved back to her mother's place in Enugu. But on her last night in the ruins of Miami, Ebuka placed a hand on her shoulder. Sis, you built Miami once. You can build it again. This city no day respect quitters. She started again, smaller but sharper. A food truck, painted in neon pink, blasting Afrobeats on the road. She called it Miami on Wheels. People laughed again. From restaurant to geek food truck, a downgrade. But Lagos loves resilience. Influencers rushed to post selfies eating shawarma under the neon lights. Celebrities called to book the truck for private gigs. Even an international food blogger tagged her as the queen of street gourmet. And soon, Amara wasn't just surviving, she was thriving. She expanded into 3 trucks, then reopened Miami Restaurant. This time bigger, better, untouchable. Years later, when Chief's Vegas collapsed in scandal and Chaik vanished into obscurity, Amara stood at the opening of her 3rd branch, smiling into the cameras. Miami is not about a place, she said into the microphone. It's about a dream that refuses to die. Lagos will test you, betray you, even burn you, but if you stand, it will bow to you. The crowd cheered, flashing cameras blinding her, but she didn't flinch, because Amara had learned the truth. In Lagos, survival was the real luxury, and Miami was her empire.